Namaskar, learners and participants in this online course. In this session, we will discuss process of material handling. This is a lecture 4. In lecture 4, we have discussed concept of material handling, introduction and objective, hazardous material, safe storing of hazardous material, fire and explosion risk, and emergency action plan. In this lecture 5, we will discuss process of material handling, subdivided in 4 parts: introduction to material handling, categories of material handling equipments, safety precautions in electrical handling, protection from power arc. Now we will also go through some terminology. It is the potential health hazard. It is hazard that result from over exposure to hazardous substances through a length of time. Hazard is broadly defined as an agent which has the potential to cause harm to a vulnerable target. In this figure you can see that there is a lion and there is no risk unless it is controlled in the cage. Then lion is freed from the cage, there is a risk to exposed target. Now lion freed from the cage, then exposure is there, high risk is there to the target. Therefore hazard if controlled, there is no harm. If it is free, then there is a risk of injury or health. Emergency action plan is a plan to facilitate and organize employees' actions during workplace emergencies. Material handling is the movement, protection, storage and control of materials and products throughout its span of life, that is manufacturing, warehousing, distribution, consumption and disposal. Bulk handling equipment is the equipment used for the storage, control and transportation of materials in bulk and in loose form. Engineering systems is an automated system and created from a variety of units to enable both storage and transportation. Automated storage and retrieval system (ASAR) is a large computerized and automated device that comes complete with racks, shelves and hells. Automated guided vehicle (AGVR) portable robots that follow along marked long lines or wires on the floor. Are usage radio waves, vision camera, magnets or lasers for navigation. Storage equipment is such equipment that is used to hold products and materials when they are not being used or when they are waiting to enter or leave the production process. Team lifting or team handling is the process when more than one person is involved in lifting or handling of heavy loads. Ground fault circuit interrupters (GFCIs) is the unit that interrupts the electrical circuit before a current sufficient to cause death or serious injury. Electric arc blast is the electric shock and burns blast effect that can result from arcing. Now, in subsequent discussions, you will be able to answer what is material handling, what are the principles of material handling, what are 4 main categories of material handling equipments, and also you will be able to elaborate on engineered material handling systems. Introduction to material handling, we will just see certain we will try to understand with the help of certain photographs. There are plenty of situations where it is critical to move large and often heavy materials in a production environment. Any piece of equipment that helps with this process is called material handling equipment. Plenty of items fall under this definition, from tools and storage units to vehicles and major applications. Anything that deals with the transportation, storage and control at any stage of the processing of material can also be classified as material handling equipment. There are, for the purpose of understanding, material handling equipments can be classified in 4 categories. Bulk material handling equipment, engineered system, industrial trucks and storage and material handling equipments. We will see some examples in subsequent discussions. Bulk material handling equipment refers to the storage, control and transportation of materials in bulk and in loose form. Example is large scale handling of food, beverage, liquids, metal items such as screws and nails and materials, to name a few. Generally, such equipment is used to handle these items when they are loose. Examples are conveyor belt that is used to move items from one part of the production process to another part. Drums and hoppers may be used as well to funnel these loose items into a stage where they can be more easily processed or packaged or transported. Conveyor belts are used normally for horizontal transportation. For vertical transportation, elevators are most commonly used. This is another example of bulk handling equipment. Here is a bucket and chain elevator. Here metal is being transported other than horizontal direction, a little bit inclined also, as well as mostly vertical directions. Example of bulk handling another equipment is hoppers and silos. The hoppers are funneling the material on conveyor belt. The conveyor belt is transporting material to a particular directions. This is another example of bulk material handling equipment. It is a stackers. This main function of the stacker is to stack the material in a particular fashion. Now we will go for the engineering systems. An engineered system is typically automated and they are usually created from integration of variety of units. Such integrated systems can be used for both storage and transportation. Example of an automated storage system and the retrieval system are AS, RS. In short, we will go in further discussions. Example of this an engineered system is an automated storage and retrieval system, or we can say AS/AR in short. This is a large automated device, comes complete with racks, shelves and Ls. These types of devices can be used by the system operator to manually select the items as needed, or the entire system can be computerized automatically. An AS/AR can be integrated with a production facilities, a distinct computer network to keep a tab on stock control and other logistic system. It can also be integrated with other stages of production process so that as much automation can be offered as possible. This is one example of engineered system. It is automated guided vehicle, AGV. It is controlled by the wireless systems and it is having a fixed line of movement. This is another example of engineered systems. It is a robotic delivery system. This is mostly used in long production process. Industrial trucks provide transportation and include different types of equipment like small hand-operated devices and large-scale motorized vehicles. Some items, these trucks can be driven, while others such as pallet trucks simply aid mobility to the materials being handled. Industrial trucks have forks or a flat surface that can be inserted under pallets or other types of storage platform where pallets can be inserted. Other trucks need separate attachment to be used for lifting. Trucks have the capacity to lift and tilt via powered or manual means and can be ridden upon in a driver's cab or simply power assisted when pushed. Such trucks can also be steered by human intervention or can be completely automated following a predefined track on the production floor. Shrunken or raised tracks or colored strips that are laid out and sensed by optical sensors. Such automated industrial trucks also have anti-collision technology that senses when an employee or other obstacles is near. Refer example given below that stacking trucks are used to stack items while a non-stacking truck is just used for transportation and not for product loading. Here is a hand platform, simple trolley, hand operated pallet trucks, the walking stackers and seat loaders. They all are having a different functions or combination of two functions or more. Storage and handling equipment also is a part of this session. In the previous section, we learnt about engineered systems which are automated storage and handling equipment. Equipment that is used for storage usually consists of items that are not automated. Storage equipment is equipment that is used to hold products and materials when they are not being used or when they are waiting to enter or leave the production process. These periods could be long term or short term in order to allow a suitable build-up of stock or finished item. Normally, storage and handling equipments are referred to as pallets, racking or shelves. Materials are stored in neat and convenient manner to await transportation or the entry into production process as required. Suitable storage equipment will make operation easy. As such, production efficiency will increase. The efficiency of any production system is maximized by the ease at which each stage of entire system operates. Any inefficient section or stage of operation creates a bottleneck that will have an effect on all other sections or the stages of operations of the system further down the production line. Space is also at a premium if you run a production environment. The better utilization of the available space will permit storage of more items. The means the workflow can be in operation for much longer period without worrying about restocking. This helps to further increase production efficiency. This is one of the example of storage and handling equipment. They drive in racks. These racks can be taken out and can be inserted back after keeping the material. This makes the system very easy. This is another example of storage and handling equipment. This is pallet racks. Here pallets are there. The pallets of the vehicle are inserted. Inside the pallets, forks are inserted. Then this is being lifted or can be stacked as and where required. This is an example of storage and handling equipments. Forklift. This is a versatile equipment. This is having basically 9 parts, major parts. Number 1 is load back rest. Number 2 is the load head guard. Number 3 is the carriage. Number 4 is the fork. And number 5 is the mast. And 6 is the counterweight. And 7 is the power source. And 8 is the truck frame. And rest is the tires. So this is a very common item which is being used in industry for storage and handling of equipment. This is also one of the beautiful example of storage and handling equipment. This is a push back racks. This racks can be pushed back as when required, then can be inserted back. This is simply like a drawer in your table. This is very common type of trolley. An example of storage and handling equipment. It is a wheel and this can be shifted here and there. This is in fact a sieving system. Yes, sieves are there and the metal is coming after sieving. This trolley with the sieved material can be taken out of the sieving system. This is also one of the example of storage and handling equipment. This is 2 types of rack. One is right hand side stacking frames. It is a static in nature. Another is sliding racks. Means racks can be slided just to slide your racks in your table. Metal can be kept, then can be slide back. This is very useful item for stacking a particular size of the material in a particular manner, and so that the material can be put on the rack and it can be slide back. Now we will discuss the safety precautions in electrical handling. Handling live electrical lines and equipment have been known to be one of the major causes of occupational hazards in the industry. In subsequent discussions, we will focus on main causes of development of such hazards and corrective action therefore. Ultimately, this is a proactive approach for reducing the electrical accidents. Improper earthing of electrical circuit of building a plant has been observed to be a major cause of accident and fire. What you can do to make sure all the electrical circuits are properly earthed following the guiding IS specifications. Another things it has been observed in the industry that if you inspect portable cord and plug connected equipment, extension cords, power bars and electrical fittings for damage or wear before each use, we can avoid unwanted incidents. In this case, what we can do? We can repair or replace damaged equipment immediately. We should not wait for to repair the equipment, and we should also not make the temporary makeshift arrangement that just simply we finish the job then we will repair. Instead, you repair or replace damaged equipment immediately. Always tape extension cords to walls or floors when necessary. Nails and staples damage extension cords, causing fire and shock hazards. Use extension cords or equipment that is rated for the level of amperage or wattage that you are using. Normally what happens is we for a short period we try to use higher rated equipment in low extension cords that result in heating up, and then it normally result in failure that can cause fire also. Replacing a fuse with one of a large size can cause excessive current in the wiring in case of overloaded and possibility start a fire. Remedial measures you can take is that always use the correct size of fuse. This is normally seen in that contractor in the industry. Whenever they are using some electrical, if fuse is frequently failing, then they will use a higher rating of fuse, higher size of wire they will simply fix so that it should not fail again. Consequently, what happens that this overloading result a possible fire. Unusually warm or hot outlets may be a sign that unsafe firing conditions exist. This is very important. If your wire is getting heated up, check and our hot outlets are there, then this means it is a unsafe conditions and wiring can go. In this case, you unplug the cord or extension cords to these outlets and do not use until a qualified electrician has checked the wiring. Metallic ladder may cause electric shocks. This is also one of the major reason of injury in the industries. What you can do that, always use ladders made with non-conductive side rails, for example fiberglass, when working with or near electricity or power lines. Halogen lamps can become very hot and may be fire hazard. Solution is that place halogen lights away from combustible material such as cloth or curtains. Normally, we used to keep the halogen lamps near the curtains and we ignore that they may be getting hot and can cause a fire. Risk of electric shock is greater in areas that are wet or damp. This is reason because water is a good conductor of electricity. Therefore, wet area will be more prone to electrical shocks. You should do some remedial measures, that is, install ground fault circuit interrupters, GFCIs, for interruptions of the electrical circuit before a current sufficient to cause death or serious injury. Use a portable inline ground fault circuit interrupter, GFCI, if it is uncertain that the receptacle being plugged into extension cord is GFCI protected. Make sure that exposed receptacles, boxes are of non-conductive materials. This is very important because a conductive metal naturally will result in electric shock. There are some other precautions during electrical handlings. They are know where the panel and circuit breakers are located in case of an emergency. This is mostly not known to most other persons working in industry, and in case of emergency they are not able to switch off the light. Label all circuit breakers and the fuse boxes clearly. Each switch should be positively identified as to which outlet or appliances it is for. Do not use outlets or cords that have exposed wiring. Do not use portable cord and plug connected power tools with the guards removed. Normally, contractor remove the guards in the company, and some workers also have habit of removing the guard by their own easiness, but this is very serious violation of safety. Do not block access to panels and circuit breakers or fuse boxes. Do not touch a person or electric apparatus in the event of an electrical accident. Always disconnect the power source first. Then you move for the first aid or taking away the person in the open air. Now something will know regarding the power arc. The power arc is a discharge of electricity through a combination of ionized air and vaporized conductor material. This conductive material is vaporized by temperature in the arc, which can as high as 20,000 degrees centigrade. Burns associated with high energy arcs can be fatal even if the victim is several feet away from the arc. The severe burns at distance up to 10 feet are common. Clothing may also be ignited at distances of several feet. This may also be fatal because the clothing cannot be removed or extinguished quickly enough to prevent serious burns over much of the body skin. Data are available regarding increased temperature of human skin above normal and exposed to power arcs of having lengths. These are some of the safety distances of the power arc. I will just have a glimpse that 1 inch diameter power arc, that means 2.54 centimeter at 20 inch distance is having 69 degree Fahrenheit of temperature. However, as soon as the distance increases, say 120 degrees centigrade, and arc temperature will decrease accordingly, which may not be dangerous. What if arc sphere diameter is 6 inches, then at 20 inch 2474 degree Fahrenheit temperature is created. That may be dangerous to the person in the vicinity of 20 inch. And however, if we increase the distance, suppose 120 inch, it is not so dangerous. It may be up to 69 degree Fahrenheit. We see the last line, that if it is sphere diameter 16 inch, then what happened? That at 20 inch, 17,593 degree Fahrenheit temperature will be felt, and this is extremely serious temperature, and this can severely burn any person which is within the vicinity of 20 inches. However, it will go up to the go down if distance increases to 120 inches, then it will be approximate 500 degree Fahrenheit, which is still dangerous, that it can burn to a person within the vicinity of 120 inches. Now, some of the hazards from power arc and safety precautions we will discuss now. In electrical work, when there is a difference of potential between 2 points, an arc can occur under the right set of conditions. When conditions are favorable, arc will certainly occur. Electrical workers are frequently in close proximity of energized parts where power arcs can occur. Electrical shocks may be felt without touching a live electrical conductor. If you rub your feet across a carpeted room and touch any metal doorknob, you may feel electric shocks. High voltage may cause current flow through the air from one conductive surface to another if the voltage is great enough and conditions are right. A lightning strike, which might have an electrical potential of millions of volts, is an electric arc that could spin miles. Not only could an electrical arc jump from a conductor to a person and give them a shock, but arcing can result in serious burns and explosive blast. Typically, arcing distances are rather small. Safe approach distance should include a safety factor to the arcing distance in order to account for such things as inadvertent movement and variable work conditions. Therefore, safety distance cannot be constant. As such, it is always advised to have a factor of safety at least 2 times the actual safe distance. Workers should always be aware of the arcing hazard when handling tools and equipment near energized electrical conductors. Personal protective equipment (PPEs) may be required in certain situations depending on amount of energy available at the sources. Ideally, isolate power while electrical handling or working on electricity. Thanks for learning safety skills. Now I will just summarize what we have learned so far. We have learned about the metal handling, metal handling and metal handling equipment. We have also seen the safety precautions to be taken in metal handling operations. We have also learned the electrical handling and the different hazards, various types of hazards which may arise during course of operations or use of electricity in the industry, and also we have discussed the remedial measures or the solutions for controlling such hazards or reducing the impact of such hazards. And at the end, we have discussed the electric arc distance as well as power arc. We have also discussed the how to safeguard yourself from the power arc. It is also discussed that if you want to be safe in an electrical environment, then keep the safety distances with a factor of safety, so that you will be feeling more safer as compared to normal conditions of safety. Thank you for learning safety skills, and contact for any question if required.